Hi, I'm Janae Claiborne, and this is Sweet Potato Soul. Oh, you do have my cookbook in stock? Great, thanks, bye! Have you ordered my cookbook, Vegan Vibes, yet? This book comes out on February 4th, 2025, but it's available for pre-order right now. And when you pre-order, you get some bonuses like free recipes and a cooking class with me. You're gonna love this book. It's got 100 delicious vegan recipes that are inspired by the South, by my travels all around the world, and just like good food. You know what I'm saying? So pre-order today. I have been vegan since 2011, and over these years, this way of living and eating has become so much more popular. I would even call it mainstream. However, there is one myth that has persisted over all of this time, and that is the myth that you cannot get enough protein or high quality protein, or it's really difficult to get enough protein on a vegan diet. Now, I'm here to show you that it is not true. Yes, you can get plenty and more than enough high quality plant-based protein eating vegan. I'm gonna take you through my day and show you what I ate in one day, and we're gonna calculate how much protein was in each of these wholesome, delicious, easy to make dishes. And yes, I will share some recipes with you as well. But I'm really here to prove to you how easy it can be to eat vegan, to get enough protein, to get enough of the other important nutrients. I'm especially going to focus on 4 plant-based ingredients that have lots of plant-based protein and are often overlooked when people think of plant-based protein sources. We're gonna start with the first one, which is whole grains, which I included in my normal, typical, everyday breakfast today. For breakfast this morning, I had my favorite spelt pancakes. These are fluffy, they are light, they're easy to make, not a lot of ingredients, and they taste like grandma's pancakes. And they're made with spelt flour, which is an ancient form of wheat. Now, a lot of people don't think about whole grains as providing a lot of protein, a lot of plant-based protein, but in fact, they do. Unprocessed, minimally refined whole grains are a great source of plant-based protein and should be included in a balanced plant-based diet. Spelt flour has 5 grams of protein per quarter cup. For these pancakes, I used 1 full cup of spelt flour, and I ate about half of the pancakes, giving me 10 grams of protein in this meal. And you don't even know you're getting protein. It's not like adding protein powder, which is chalky and gives your pancakes a weird texture and flavor. You don't have to do all that. You can just stick with the whole grain. It's delicious. You can buy it online or at your grocery store. I love these spelt flour pancakes. People are often concerned about getting enough protein, but at least here in the United States, most Americans get more than enough protein. And just so you know, it is recommended that the average person gets 0.36 grams of protein per pound of body weight. You can calculate that to see exactly how much protein you might need, but there are other factors that come into play when you're trying to calculate how much protein you need. For example, according to my body weight, I need about 55 grams of protein a day. However, I am very active. I play tennis, I practice yoga, I go on walks. I'm always running around the house every day, and typically, I don't know if I need, like, my body doesn't tell me, oh, you need more protein, you need, you're not nourished. Instead, when I eat and then I calculate my meals, I tend to get between 80 and 90 grams of protein a day. Now, I don't typically calculate how much protein I need. I just eat until I feel full, and I focus on eating wholesome, minimally processed foods, and I cook at home. And like I said, when I sit down and actually calculate the protein that I got when I'm making a video like this, I tend to get between 80 and 90 grams of protein. So I'd say that's probably what I need. Now let's move on to lunch, all right? For lunch today, I made myself a different lentil salad than I'm usually making on this channel. Now this lentil salad is the sweet potato lentil salad from my brand new cookbook, Vegan Vibes. It is super filling, super delicious, and it's made with everyday ingredients like sweet potatoes and one of my favorite protein sources, lentils. Lentils are so underrated. Most people have never even tried lentils, at least most people here in the United States. They're often intimidated by lentils because they don't know how to cook them. But it turns out that lentils are incredibly easy to cook, even easier than beans. And not only are they easier to cook than beans, they're also easier to digest for people who are not accustomed to digesting beans, but we want to change that. We can talk about that too. But they're easier to digest. They do not require you to soak them overnight, and they cook in very little time. On the stove, they cook in about 30 minutes, but I always cook mine in the Instant Pot, and that takes just 8 minutes to cook in the Instant Pot. So easy, so nutritious. This is one of my favorite ingredients for sure. For this sweet potato lentil salad, I used cooked French lentils. You can use green lentils, beluga lentils, black lentils, sweet potatoes, and I made a dressing with pomegranate molasses. Pomegranate molasses has a tangy, sweet taste. Think about a pomegranate turned into a thick, sticky molasses. It's got pomegranate molasses, spices like cumin and cinnamon and lime juice, and it is absolutely delicious. I also filled this salad with fresh herbs, parsley, mint, and dill. I love all of my fresh herbs, and they're a great way to add more nutrition and flavor to whatever you're preparing. I haven't even mentioned the fact that lentils have 18 grams of protein per cup. That is more than beans, and they are so tasty. So for this salad, I ate about a cup and a half of the lentil salad, a cup and a half of lentils, and I served it over massaged kale. Now, another protein that I wanted to highlight that people overlook is vegetables. Yes, surprisingly, vegetables like kale and broccoli also have protein. Just 1 cup of raw packed kale has 2 grams of protein. I ate about a cup and a half of raw kale for this salad, so I got about 3 grams of protein. Now that's not a super high amount of protein, especially because we're comparing it with like lentils, which have 18 grams per cup. But think about it. I ate a cup and a half of the lentils. I had 3 cups of kale. I massaged this kale with 1 tablespoon of tahini, which has 2.6 grams of protein just in that 1 tablespoon, even more than the kale. So I massaged it with that, giving me a whopping total of 30.6 grams of protein just in this lentil salad. It's so easy to make, it's great for meal prep, and it's absolutely delicious and so satisfying. Now, if you wanted to bulk this salad up even more, I would add some whole grains like brown rice or quinoa or farro, which has a nice chewy texture. But again, whole grains are also a great source of plant-based protein. I hope I'm showing you that you do not need to rely on protein powders to get enough protein on a plant-based diet. Now, I think it's also very important to address the fact that most of us, even if we're vegan, are getting enough protein. Now, a lot of people who go vegan, you're not getting enough protein only because you're not eating enough food. You might be calorie restricting if you came from a dieting background. You might be like eating too much processed junk food and not like Beyond Meat, which is itself high in protein, but a lot of chips and cookies and things like that. Okay, but most Americans, vegan or not, are getting plenty of protein. It's really about the quality of protein and the quality of your overall diet. So again, we are focusing on minimally processed plant-based foods, vegetables, fruits, whole grains, beans, nuts, and seeds. And I topped that lentil salad with some pumpkin seeds. I didn't even bother calculating how much protein 1 tablespoon of pumpkin seeds has, but it too has protein in it. But seeds as well are a great source of protein. Now let us move on to dinner. For dinner, I made myself tacos. I love tacos. I did Tempe tacos, and I love Tempe. So I wanted to talk about Tempe as my 4th favorite overlooked source of plant-based protein. Now, Tempe is fermented soybean cake. It's kind of like tofu, but not at all because it's got a totally different texture. It's similar to tofu in the fact that it is a great source of complete plant-based protein, and it's made with soybeans, but as far as how it's made, totally different than tofu. You can easily make it at home. Tempeh is made with whole soybeans that are cooked and then mixed with a culturing agent, a yeast bacteria mixture that then ferments the soybeans and turns them into a cake. Now this cake has a slightly bitter taste, but when you marinate it, when you put sauce on it, it takes that bitterness out and you're left with a really nice textured, high protein ingredient. And I love tempeh. It's from Indonesia. It's been around for thousands of years, like tofu. You can make it at home, or I typically just buy it at the grocery store, Trader Joe's. They have it at Kroger. They have it at all sorts of grocery stores. Now the trick to making delicious tempeh is simply to marinate it. So for these tempeh tacos, I made a very simple marinade with soy sauce, balsamic vinegar, and chili powder. Oh, and maple syrup for a little bit of sweetness. You let that marinate for a few hours or overnight, and then you simply saute the tempeh, or you can put it in the oven to roast it. And that will heat it up, but also sort of like caramelize the edges of the tempeh and bring that flavor of the marinade to life. These tempeh tacos are so tasty, so full of flavor, and they're so easy to make. You see how easy that marinade was to make. I simply eat them with corn tortillas and I top them with guacamole and shredded vegetables. In this case today I had carrots, so I did shredded carrots. They're so easy, great for Taco Tuesday. My daughter also loves them. Per serving, tempeh has 18 grams of protein. When you look at the package, that's about a third of the package. A third of the package. But of course I ate more than that in between 3 delicious and very filling tacos, topped with avocado. And did you know avocado also has protein? About 3 grams of protein for the amount of avocado guacamole that I used in this recipe. I just want to remind you that these recipes are going to be linked down below. The spelt pancakes and the tempeh tacos are already on my blog. Now the sweet potato lentil salad, that's a special recipe that is only available in my new cookbook, Vegan Vibes. So order yourself a copy and get that plus 99 more delicious vegan recipes. Like how can you not buy the book? It's an amazing book. Shout out to the book, full of great tips, even more details about getting enough protein from a plant-based diet. I talk about amino acids and complete proteins and all of that stuff in the cookbook. And again, it's full of 100 absolutely delicious, easy to make vegan recipes, including the sweet potato lentil salad that I shared in this video. It turns out I'm greedy and it looks like I ate 35 grams of protein in the tempeh tacos, which to me is crazy, but I just eat until I'm full. I eat until my body tells me to stop eating. So it's crazy. I'm looking at my notes right now and oh, I didn't even get to the snack. Eating snacks throughout the day is just how I roll. I love a good snack. Like I said, I work out pretty much every single day. Sometimes I take one day off, but what I like to do is always eat in the morning before I play tennis or go to yoga. And I always work out in the morning, by the way. So I eat a breakfast about an hour before I exercise. And then right after I finish exercising, just after I take a shower, I will eat a high protein snack. So let's rewind to the snack that I love the most after exercise. Edamame. Now, edamame is not necessarily on my list of overlooked great sources of plant-based protein because, you know, edamame is a soybean and I think a lot of people already know of it as a great source. But if you have not been eating edamame as a great, healthy, everyday snack, I hope you will start. Edamame, just a little bag. I get them at Costco. These little bags have 12 grams of protein. They are so tasty, they're filling, they're fun to eat. I boil them for about 6 minutes and drain them, put them in a bowl and sprinkle a little bit of salt on top, just like they are served at your local Japanese restaurant. Edamame is great. It's so nutritious. And again, after my exercise, I like to eat a very high protein snack. That's good for muscle repair and, you know, building muscle in general. So I eat that after, and then I will prepare my lunch. Especially, I don't want to wait a long time. I don't want to have to, you know, wait to cook before I can eat something. And edamame is just the easiest thing to make. So why not start eating that? Another great high protein plant-based snack that I highly recommend, nuts. Nuts and seeds. Easy to pack and take on the go. They're cheap, especially compared to processed foods. I buy all my nuts at Costco, by the way. Best prices. I love them. Love Costco. So when I did the math and added up all of the food that I ate today, and again, I did not actually calculate fruit and stuff. Fruit has some protein, but it's so little, I didn't even bother calculating it. When I added up the protein that I ate today, I got to 87 grams of protein, which is great. And I hope it shows you that you don't have to rely on highly processed protein powders and protein isolates to get enough protein on a plant-based diet. When you focus on these whole plant-based foods, you're not only getting protein, but you're also getting the most nutritionally dense form of the food. And they're also really delicious, and they make for delicious recipes. So check out the recipes that I linked down below, and also check out my new cookbook, Vegan Vibes, where that sweet potato lentil salad is, along with so many other delicious vegan recipes, and give them a try. Let me know what you think. Just to recap, the 4 plant-based proteins that I think people overlook and we should all be eating more of are 1, whole grains, 2, greens, 3, lentils, and 4, tempeh. If you guys have any questions about anything I mentioned in this video, please leave a comment down below. Also, if you want to share your favorite forms of plant-based protein, we would love to hear from you as well. There are so many great plant-based proteins. I actually created a blog post and a little cheat sheet that you can print out to help you get enough plant-based protein. You can print this and put it on your refrigerator, and it's just a guide to let you know what foods are the best sources of plant-based protein. If you want to get this download, you can go to the blog post, which is linked down below, or you can put your email in, also in the link down below, and we'll email it to you directly. Print it off, put it on your refrigerator, save it on your phone, and it will serve as a guide to you when you're grocery shopping, when you're meal planning, or when you're just talking to people about how easy it is to get plant-based protein. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye!